Watch us anytime on the go. Follow the Fast Money Podcast. We're back right after this.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Closing bell now. Kind of like doing the same thing with other channels. Try to cover open and close. Low budget over here, so if you guys can subscribe, like, and follow me for more info, I gonna be here. Try to help you guys and talk like Gene Krim. I don't want to be your friend. I'll just try to make money, but no, I want to be your friend. Okay. Anyway, so where we are right now. We did a couple of things before the market closed. One thing I was looking at, I should be doing it, but because I already got some profits and would it be more, another $40 profit, but I don't know. I just play. I hold the dice over here, but didn't work. So we'll talk about ARM. And so what I did a strangle on ARM and eToro. So I put a AMD put and ARM long because say, oh, okay, ARM good earnings and everything, stock go high, so I would have profit in this one and probably lose money on AMD. Why not NVIDIA? Because, you know, it was too high in the premium, so AMD was like not too crazy out of the money. So I decided to go AMD short because normally what happened with something in the semiconductors, AMD is very volatile in that situation and normally moves a lot on that. So I got AMD put, ARM call, earnings come out, Army. And let me show you guys. We are down 7%. I don't know what is the for the weekly what it will be, but I don't think 7% is gonna pay much on my other long put, which is the 8750 for next week. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe I think the IV in that one was little bit. Let's see. Yeah, they talk about ARM right now. And bring in Lucia Lee. I like her.
Was a $100 billion market cap and a company that's done effectively $3.5 to $4 billion of revenue every year for the last four. My point is, there's no revenue growth, and it trades at a huge multiple price to revenue. Now, we had this conversation with Rick Heitzman when they went public. I asked him the question. He was not concerned about it. He was correct. The stock did well, but this move, to me at least, makes sense on that metric alone.
Let's get more on ARM's results. Bring in Chris Rowland. He covers the stock for Susquehanna. Chris, great to have you with us. One issue also was that estimates going into this quarter really ratcheted higher throughout the quarter. Were you one of these analysts who raised estimates going in?
I actually thought numbers were going to be higher than the ones they reported, so probably.
Yeah. So what's your take on the stock now?
It's a very, very expensive stock. It's a super high quality company, but just the bar they have to hurdle every quarter to justify that valuation is just super stretched.
Right. Speaking of high bars, I mean, to sort of switch gears here, I mean, NVIDIA will set the bar for the entire industry when it reports, and that bar is super high in terms of what it needs to deliver to keep that stock price and justify that multiple at this point, Chris. So what are you expecting here? And what do you want to hear?
That stock is the biggest victim of sell side ratcheting estimates. We used to just dial in, a beat, 1.5B, 2B, but the streets move numbers up so high, there's really no kind of sentiment test anymore. So it's becoming a much more difficult stock to call into earnings.
Hey, Chris, it's Tim, but can you put a multiple around it? Because, again, it seems like there's been an ability to attach a very attractive multiple to a stock, even though we know the run it's had, we know the earnings have done, and it's a question of, is it going to be at the same pace and with that much of a lead on competition?
It's hard to put a multiple on it right now because we really don't know where revenue growth is going to stop or where it's going to kind of reach cruising altitude. It's a great lineup into 2025, and we're putting in growth for 25 as well. So when we reach cruising altitude, I'll be able to give you a better valuation for NVIDIA.
Well, speaking of cruising, I mean, you've been very bullish, the AI sort of narrative from the very beginning. I remember one of the early interviews, probably a year ago or so, you called us primordial. I think you used that word. It's sort of the notion that it's like the beginning of the formation of life, right? it's that seminal. Cambrian, sorry, yes, nice. Cambrian, nice. So where are we? Are we at a place where we are overhyped? As Stanley Druckenmiller has said, I mean, what's your take on where we are right now?
It's an amazing technology. We're still coming up with applications. We're still coming up with use cases. They're serving those use cases, but clearly valuations are investing way, way into the future around AI right now. But that's okay. We'll grow into that, I think, eventually.
You think? Okay. That's nice
Karen,
to hear.
So let me ask you, we heard Druckenmiller talk about, down the road, it makes sense. The valuation right now doesn't. It would seem to me very hard to know when to get in and out. So is your strategy just sort of stay the course and put up with potential volatility?
AI for me right now has open-ended upside, and I seek that out. And it might break, but until then, I'm playing the upside.
What's your take on what's going on with Intel and whether it's worth a shot?
It's a very, very challenged company, and they're trying to spend themselves out of a hole.
And that is a very difficult strategy. They need some foundry customers. They need them today. They don't have them today. And so they're going to slog this very expensive path.
Okay. So to talk about NVIDIA and ARM, and how the AI now they talk about Intel now, it's burning at 2.5% today. So I bring to you guys the OptionsTrade. So on this one, it's my 87.5 put for next week because I changed. First of all, before earnings, I had the call for the 17 and I have the put for the 10. I had $92 put for the 10 and I had like a 114 call for the 17. I opened last week. So yesterday in the afternoon, when I saw the IV not moving as much that I need to be moving, I was right in the range because I say if IV today might move between 130 to 160. It didn't move. It stayed like 134. It didn't move after that. So it didn't work for me on that situation. The pre-earnings. So because I was already up $240 on a call, I should have closed a little bit early when I saw the situation. I tried to hold all the way up to before the closing today. Would have been killed because the stock started going down before the earnings, and the call would have, eventually lose all the profit at one point. So what I did, I closed yesterday and I changed my strategy as, so I advanced the put for next week because if the result was bad like it was, so on a 1 week advance, normally the IV stay relatively high If it hits big time, also even pay more. And I opened a bull call spread for this week because it was relatively low in calls, because the call was already hot from last week and the IV going up. So the premium was very hot. So I decided to do that way, because let's say, well, if earnings good and stock move higher, one call, it's like a security, I secured this one. My profit in this one would be $165 profit. I would have closed at $300 if the stock moved it up like 17% or so. Even like if you move 3.5% from the original price, I'll show here. This the closing 106. So if you move like 3.5% on the upside, by closing, which would be the 10 on Friday, I would have profit $165 for $135 bet. And the other lag that I have would be this 87.5, which is I put a $90. Okay, so I opened this at $90. I should have closed at 130. Would it be like a $40 profit plus the 200, so it would be 240 minus probably like 13, no, minus 750, maybe minus 20 here, so it would be 220 for display, and goodbye. Now I don't know, I mean, this go to zero for sure tomorrow, as if keep that way. I need to wait to see AMD, what's AMD doing it for, to decide to see it. Tomorrow morning I'm gonna have a time before I go to work to see that. But the other that I have open is this one's Carvana for next week, the 17th. Kind of big support on the 113 right now, and I don't know if tomorrow they're gonna, decided to go down. So I took a look and I saw the banks. The banks are moving higher. So what I did, I opened a call position on, I think it's 202 on JP Morgan and closed at 196. And also, let me see here. I think I have everything. Yeah, I have Teva, Rio, Microsoft. So I don't know if anything of this gonna pay me tomorrow, but I have to wait to see it. So right now we have, like on the chart, ARM still 5 minutes. I don't think they started the earning call. I don't know. There's some coffee here. I'm trying. I think the battery here is like not working. So anyway, I opened two other places. I'm gonna show it to you guys.
Coming up on last call, guys, around 7:30, I believe. So let's talk to that, Kate. I'm just curious, though, in terms of the transfers from the incumbent brokerages, is there a sense of of the transfers and where they are then put? Is it because there was an interest, a pickup in crypto, or are they going to some of the other places where Robinhood wants to diversify?
Yeah, they pointed to that diversity in deposit. So about 50% went to the brokerage side of the business. Around a quarter or so went into the retirement funds, and then the rest went into some of the high yield cash accounts. So executives did address that on the call. They said it's not just crypto that's driving the quarter. That is very cyclical. It tends to kind of rise and fall with crypto volumes. They tried to point to some of the more stable sides of the business, the more boring side of finance, things like credit cards, subscription offerings, and retirement accounts, which is really not what a lot of people think about when they hear Robinhood, but they really tried to delineate between some of the volatile crypto business, which was up more than 200%, and then some of the retirement account side of things. So they tried to say it's diversified and not just crypto.
All right. Hey, thanks. Hey, Rooney. And not just meme stock trading anymore, or Bitcoin trading. That's for sure.
Monthly average users were up 16.1% off the Tim.
Average revenue per user.
Thank you. $104. Stu was looking for 92. That's up, I think, 35% year over year. And Carter may or may not say this is like a 3-year bearish to bullish reversal that I think will continue the upside.
Are you going to say that?
I like that. No, I mean, it's a big old base, and the price volume correlation is low,
Big
the
base.
average strength is good.
Longer
That's
space.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, if you're all going
The
down
bigger the
road,
base.
I didn't want. By the way, they're remaking
bigger the
Spinal
base.
Tap. as
What does that have to do
well.
with anything? We're talking about the base.
What do you mean? And
the
base,
long
but
base.
equate base
Right.
to Spinal Tap.
Well, I will. If you really want to go down this road, it's a song called Big Bottom. Okay, if you recall.
And that's not good.
And then Megan Trainor in her songs all about the bass, and that's when you put it all together, and you have what I think is a bearish to bullish reversal.
You remember any of the lyrics from Big Bomb?
I could, yes.
You want? I don't know.
No, I don't want to hear them.
Okay.
Also, it might be some sort of infringement. I don't know. We might get slapped with a
Why,
fine, or I don't know.
Rob Reiner's a fan of the show. He's watching right now.
I'm sure. I am sure. They're launching a credit card next week, Robinhood is, which is sort of interesting in terms of going into other businesses to sort of stabilize the base.
Yeah, and I give Guy and I give Dan credit for being early on this move, on that reversal, because the question is, what is the special sauce for Robinhood? I don't think it's a credit card offering. I do think it's probably their ability to be able to access new products. I think this stock is not expensive. I'm just not sure there's a lot left to do.
All right, coming up, lines, drawings, annotations, and judgments. The chart master is going to the penny and laying out the technicals on a few names he says are so bad they are good. Stocks to watch next. Here's a sneak peek at the Kramer Cam. Jim is chatting exclusively with the CEO of Dutch Pros on the back of last night's results. Catch that full interview at the top of the hour on Mad Money. More Fast Money.
Okay, I had to do some changes over here. Oh my god. What a mess. Alright, let's go back. So I did the earnings over here on for tonight, the earnings company. I didn't do the whole thing, but did some of those. And okay, I did a arm to put on a bullish side for call, but I debated myself. I took a notes over here. Would it be bearish? It was very bearish going to the earnings. The second one was Airbnb, also going very bearish on earnings. And
Will.com.
Welcome back to Fast Money. Healthcare and biotech have underperformed the broader market over the past year, and the chartmaster has his eye on a couple
so,
particularly weak.
sorry, I didn't take the TV off. So Airbnb was very bearish, and I hit it right on, going to the earnings. Duo was very bearish also. I hit it, which is also, they have on the 15 minutes a bunch of call here, and kind of like right now holding at probably 211, but they went down to 204 maybe, this candle. 205 low. Hopefully continue to go down, because my put, it's at 190. And 13%. I need a little bit more than that for paying me on my put, but it's 17 next week in my 33 points. The last but not least, Hubs. Hubs was trading at 590. I have bearish, more like neutral to bearish, but I decided to go bearish. And the arm, I had like neutral to bearish. I decided to go bullish. That's the only one I did bullish. Everything I also did a bearish. Airbnb bearish, Duo bearish, and Hubs bearish. So I got 3 out of 4 for tomorrow. This is like trading view. It's like a fake money. So you talk about United Health, Chart Master, and bring them.
Gilead?
Gilead.
Yeah.
So they reported in the middle of April. If you look, I mean, the stock has, the volatility in Gilead is historic. I mean, look, by the way, full disclosure, the CEO is a Georgetown grad, Daniel O'Day. We called him D-Day in college, class of 86. That's neither here nor there. But they report earnings. The stock is now at the lower end of the spectrum. Almost to a person, analysts maintain their price targets anywhere from $85 to $105 on a discounted cash flow basis that Tim talks about. So I get the volatility. They're doing things in oncology. I think you can own Gilead here.
Yeah, I agree. Again, their antiviral portfolio and their pipeline, and I think what they've made acquisitions in oncology over the last couple of years. And in fact, there was a time those were real big drivers for the stock. There hasn't been a whole lot in terms of catalysts. I think it's interesting here. Carter's analysis makes it more so because the valuation is very attractive.
How about Pfizer, Carter? How does that look?
So
Asking for a friend.
Yes, that's that's the instance, the circumstance of something that's in a long and established downtrend.
Right.
And downtrends often have counter-trend rallies, which fail typically to the penny at the declining 150 moving average, and that's exactly what it's recently done. I would just resist the temptation to buy.
Oh, you're already in, though.
I am.
And so are you.
Yes, yes.
Tim's Pfizer.
And mine, yeah. All right, I'll give it to you. You can have it. Yeah.
Well, it's a combination of, I think you've priced in. You can't keep pricing in the fact that their Paxlovid business is dried up. And so this is a company that's made $20+ billion in acquisitions that they think are going to start priming the pump for 25 to 30, and I think they will as well.
The chartist is a coward. It's very important to say that. What would make a stock that's been in a downtrend stop going down and actually start to turn? Someone buying it. So I want you to go first. I want you to go second. I'll be right behind you. Meaning you want someone else to commit capital,
Right.
Take the risk, and wait for it to bottom and base.
Okay, so just wait.
But we already
Your
bought that.
advice.
Okay, well then you got to buy more.
Have to be guy.
You got to get
Final
more.
trades,
You got to buy
final
more and
trades
turn
up
that
next.
thing.
So they talk about Pfizer, and I talked to one of the guys in StockBits. He saw something print on a dark pool, and I was asking him because around like 1 o'clock, you keep going, but at 1 o'clock I saw this. I don't know if you can see it right. Let's see if I can bring it. It's a light. Okay, maybe this is better. I think let me go the other way. I think the other way. I think I got used to. All right, Pfizer. Since let me see. I think at 1 o'clock. That's what I started notice. Yeah, 1 o'clock. Like 1:16. Look how many positions it when open. Started this one at 1:16. The 21 call. Sell call at $21 June 21st, and then went all the way up to, like, look at this, amazing, like the whole 1 o'clock 1:16. The last bet at 1:16 was by 25.5 May 10 call, $106,000. I know for sure, and look at this, at 250 by call, highly unusual, 5,400, $1.2 million for the 17 buy sell on blocks. I need to read about the block. But 250, we have this activity all the way up to 3 o'clock, May 10, May 17 by calls, 4.7 million. So this is a big fight because I think and I'm sure they will have FDA approval by tomorrow. FDA approval on some type of medication for cancer. Because they're trading at, let me show it to you guys. I think I can bring that for you guys over here. Let's bring a final trade.
XLV, H in helm. Healthcare. Yes.
Carter, XLV, the H in helm.
Yes.
Okay, Carter.
Silver, 12% sell-off to support. Now starting to bounce.
Guys.
SLV.
Tim's Pfizer.
Thanks for watching Fast Mad Money starts right now.
Really don't care about him. So let's see. Oh no. Oh. Took too long. Got it right here with me. That's what I have. Pfizer 1 day remaining. And they have accelerated approval for this drug. FDA will make decision whether Pfizer new drug application can be approved. Cervical cancer, TIVDAC. That was the rush on on this Pfizer play. The whole information in this app. I love this app. So before was a little bit bearish, but apparently went bullish. The sell side is very bearish. A lot of big plays over here at $27. Sell the call. And the buy side is extremely bullish, very bullish. With a lot of good players over here. A lot of unusual around 250. So the bulls think the new drug's gonna get approval, and the bears think they're not gonna get approval. So let's bring the chart from Pfizer. I didn't play. I don't know why I didn't play Pfizer. Pretty much that's what we have. Okay. The price is very. Look at the pressure and the 15 minutes. Let's bring the whole screen. I think this whole plays over here, this whole block situation of Pfizer reflected on my indicator that you can see right now, pretty much in a 15 minutes chart. I mean, if this is not meaning anything about the BEOB and BUOB, I mean, the price, it's trading right at the pressure on the 28. Let's take everything else. Just leave the block. That's it. The blocks pretty much show what we have since 130 all the way up to 346 on Pfizer. It is a big fight going on over here, guys. Major blocks on the buy side and major blocks on the sell side. Even let's take a look. Like normally 1 hour kind of show. Apparently, I think the buy is gonna be the one that's gonna win. I mean, he's already winning because every $25 call, it's profitable right now. Okay, even a guy who plays like late in the afternoon, he's still making like $30. The 27.5, 6,000, so 1.3 million. So this guy, it's the bid ask to 20. So I don't know, maybe what's the IV in this one? I gotta go here. Low 25%, yeah, 24%. No need to go too high to make money. 3%. That's easy for FDA approval. Normally an FDA approval will go like this, 6%. This guy's gonna make a killer. Could be the same person, could be different hedge funds and stuff like that, but I don't know. So pretty much like do, they have somebody posted this before closing. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry guys, but you are dead. You lost everything. It would be $140 margin, 2,800. I mean, the sell call pays, but this one is dead. So recap. Let's recap. Let's go back on this one. Go this way. Let's recap this. We have our arm still trading like 1 hour, show a big block to buy around 96, 97. I draw a line. I know I have the line over here, but I think I did like some type of resistance support line. It was somewhere right here, which is trading right at my first thought. And let me see, 2 hours still to buy. 1 hour, is between, that's kind of neutral situation that I told you guys. And then the 15 minutes, nothing. 5 minutes, we got a little bit of sell here, which is kind of pushed the price down. It was intraday 3-5 minutes. Sometimes kind of like point me to the direction that it's supposed to be. So let's take a look at the AMD. So AMD didn't have nothing. It was side traded the whole afternoon. After it pumps up, it drop, side trade. I don't know what's gonna happen for tomorrow. Right now it's 152. So it's dropping 0.5% pause market. So let's see if continues. I need a 4.3%, 2.5%, maybe 3% down tomorrow. With ARM dropping 6. I believe 6.5 right now. No, it's 8%. It might drop as like being friendly stock. It might drop a little. Just don't know what they're gonna say in their earnings call against NVIDIA, because the thing about this stock over here, whatever is gonna be like the very important in the call, it's like what they talk about. If anybody asks about NVIDIA, what is they gonna say about it? What they're gonna talk about NVIDIA on that one? And we have NVIDIA coming up in a couple weeks, 2 weeks. We have NVIDIA on the 22nd of this month. So, alright guys, thank you for watching this video. And that was the closing bell. And see you guys next time.